The Gospel according to St. Mark, chapter 6. Mark 6, verses 30 through 56. The disciples came back together around Jesus and told him both what they had done and taught. Because there were many people coming and going, the disciples did not even have time to eat. Jesus then said to them, "You should go away into a deserted place and rest for a while." They went away in the boat to a deserted place by themselves. The multitude saw them going away, and many recognized Jesus. People rushed there on foot from all the surrounding cities and arrived before the disciples, and came together to him. Jesus came out, saw a great crowd, and he had compassion on them, because they were like sheep without a shepherd. Jesus then began to teach them many things. When it was late in the day, his disciples came to him and said, "This place is deserted, and it is late in the day. Send the people away so that they may go into the surrounding countryside and villages to buy bread, for they have nothing to eat." But Jesus answered them, "You give them something to eat." They asked him, "Shall we go and buy 200 denarii worth of bread and give them something to eat?" Jesus replied, "How many loaves do you have? Go and see." When they had found out, they said, 5 loaves and 2 fish. Jesus gave them instructions that everyone should sit down in groups on the green grass. And people sat down in groups of hundreds and fifties. Jesus took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and looking up to heaven, he blessed and broke the loaves. Jesus then gave it to the disciples to set before the people, and he distributed the 2 fish among them all. Everyone ate and was satisfied. And the disciples collected 12 baskets full of broken pieces and of the leftover fish. Those who ate the loaves numbered 5,000 men. Jesus made his disciples get into the boat and go on ahead to the other side, to Bethsaida, while he himself sent the crowd away. After he had taken leave of them, Jesus went up the mountain to pray. When evening came, the boat was in the middle of the sea, while Jesus was alone on the shore. Then he saw them being battered as they rowed, because the wind was against them. Now about the 4th watch of the night, Jesus came to them, walking on the sea, and would have passed them by. But when they saw him walking on the sea, they thought it was a ghost and cried out. They all saw him and were troubled, but immediately Jesus spoke with them and said, "Rejoice, it is I. Do not be afraid." Jesus got into the boat with them, and the wind ceased. They were utterly astonished, beyond measure, and marveled greatly, because they had not understood about the miracle of the loaves, but their hearts were hardened. After crossing over, they came to the land at Gennesaret, and moored the boat to the shore. When they came out of the boat, the people immediately recognized Jesus. The people swarmed that whole surrounding region and began to bring the sick on mats to wherever they heard that Jesus was. Wherever Jesus entered, into villages, cities, or country, people laid the sick in the marketplaces and begged him to be able to touch just the fringe of his garment. And as many as touched Jesus were made well.